So the history of Cathy's and the start of it all was, of course, Cathy's the owner. She was in the midst of finishing law school and came up with the right idea while studying, actually. Like, what's a quick snack that everybody always runs to, gives you some type of energy, but not like necessarily caffeinated. And that's where the cookies and the ice cream came in. And it's just like, okay, everybody usually has one or the other, but then of course, combining them is just a whole nother thing. So pretty much she put both cookies in the ice cream and then of course added the topping, and it all began there 2 years ago. So the business for us during this pandemic it's probably been similar to everybody else, up and down, mainly down, of course, because we did have to shut down and close our store back in March. And then we were allowed to open back in May. And then the whole protesting, everything happened, and we had to like adjust our hours and had to be closed for a couple days. But even still, we still had our business going. And we actually got a lot of publicity for that, because we were one of the stores that weren't touched. So a lot of people found out from us. And then a couple other promos we had going on at the time too, especially like I said, we are still in the pandemic. So we literally are just trying to like boost our business as much as possible. But people are literally doing that for us because majority of our customers since May have been brand new customers. So it's like we're getting out there, and then we have our store in Atlanta opening too. So we have both of those juggling and promoting themselves, and with the customers constantly coming in and trying us out. During the pandemic, we did unfortunately have to switch a couple vendors, only because some of our vendors either stopped doing business downtown and or were closed when we were opening back up. And I mean, unfortunately, we can't stop the show for one little thing. Just have to come up with the A, B, and C plan, and that's what we did. We do have a couple new vendors that we are gonna stick with going forward. We don't have everybody that delivers, but we do have some where we can go in, pick up, and they are following the guidelines accordingly so that we can. So yeah, I mean, just had to make some adjustments. A couple changes we've made, some of them, of course, have been mandatory, which are the mask, of course, the major one. We also have our stickers on the floor for customers to see, the 6 feet apart for the social distancing. We also have where we only allow 4 customers, where before, like say you were to order and then the next person is moving down to the register, we absolutely can't do that. We just keep it at 4 minimum in the store completely. And then once they're done and they've exited the store, then the next 4 can come in. Unfortunately, even if it's a family of like 5 or 6, we have to stay within that limit, only because we have to follow protocol. We can't let one person stop the whole thing. We've kicked it into high gear with our cleaning. I make sure the team is staying on top of wiping all the counters. Anything that we touch, the customers touch, we constantly are wiping everything down, meaning hot water, bleach, sanitizing tablets, whatever we have to do to keep everybody safe. And we also have sanitizer for us and for the customers so that everybody can stay germ-free. This for business and for our employees. We've had, I think maybe 1 to 2, unfortunately, not return, either because they had other obligations and or they had school which closed down, so then they had to move back home. Some are returning, but it kind of put a damper on things because, like I said, pretty much the whole world stopped. So like I said, some had to move back home, some couldn't come back because they didn't want to take the risk at all, which I totally understand. But we are still following all the guidelines that we need to in order to stay open. Even if the health department comes in, like, we're staying on top of everything. But we've made adjustments accordingly to supply masks for all of the employees. We also make sure we have everybody wash their hands before they touch anything. If they feel any type of ill, a cough, fever, please go get tested. Make sure you stay at home. We don't want you to come in. We make sure the shift is covered accordingly. So, I mean, we're doing everything for the employees. We have had a couple kind of scares, but then it came out to be something else, thank goodness. So we haven't had any cases in our store because, like I said, we are taking everything seriously, making sure we're following all the protocols. Within the traffic of regular and new customers, like I said before, we've actually had a lot of promo happen and a lot of people just find out about us. So we've had more of new customers than regular customers returning. Also because some of the businesses that were down here either are no longer open, have different hours, so we don't see some of the regular people we used to see. But I mean, we always are accepting to our new customers because that gives them the chance to try us and to also find out new things that we may be brewing, like our Atlanta store opening, well, our Atlanta food truck opening Labor Day weekend. During this pandemic, I would really just say to other small businesses, definitely take it at your own risk, but in the same sense, just go above and beyond with the protocol. Meaning make sure all your employees are taken care of, but make sure your customers, as always, are your top priority. Pretty much if you go above and beyond all the expectations, I feel like you'll be totally fine. Of course, we still have that scare because it hasn't gone away. It's not going away anytime soon. But as long as we take the proper precautions to keep everything clean, keep everyone sanitized and distant accordingly, then I feel like, I mean, your business should most likely go over your expectations because, like I said, we have a lot of new customers, and with everything, only certain things being open, that actually gives you an open opportunity for your business to expand because a lot of people only have minimal choices, so that puts you more in the spotlight, whereas the other businesses, unfortunately, are closed right now.